Hello friends, this is Durga again from ITversity, a one-stop shop to learn all the technologies. So at this time we are still talking about developing a Spark-based application to get revenue for each day. And here we before joining the data, we want to compute the revenue for each order. Okay, there is a reason why we have to do this, because not every order in the orders table or even the completed order in the orders table have matching order items. For some other reason, the order is marked as completed, but there are no items in the orders. So when we compute the average revenue, we have to get the data only from order items. Okay, because if for some reason it is completed and if it is not generating the revenue, we don't want to include that while computing the average. So we will try to get only, again, it all depends upon the requirement. In this case, if you have the question, you have to talk to the business and try to identify the definition for the average revenue for completed orders on daily basis. If you need to tell them that orders have few orders which are in completed state, but there are no items associated with it. So those orders for which there are no associated order items, do we need to include those things while computing the average revenue or not? That you need to take it back to the business team which define the requirements if the requirements are not clear, and get the clarification from them, and then you have to implement those that. Otherwise it will be logged as bug as part of the user acceptance testing. So you need to be extremely careful to understand the requirements. In case of any questions, you have to talk to the business through proper channels and identify the actual requirements, and then you should continue with the implementation. In this case, let me act as the business and let me say that only those orders which are in order items should be considered while computing the average revenue. Okay, in that scenario, it's better to get order revenue at each order level at some point. Either you have to do it before the join or after the join. In this case, I'm doing it before the join. For your purpose, depending upon the data volume and depending upon the performance, you have to come up with the final implementation. You have to test in both ways, whether you compute the revenue per order before the join or after the join is up to your choice and the performance based upon the data set you get. Both can be valid designs or valid implementations. It should be driven by the performance of your overall application. That being said, let us go ahead and start get revenue aggregated for each order. Before getting into that, before getting into the implementation, here you need to understand what are those different transformations which you can use. So these are called as by-key transformations. If you go to Spark Programming Guide of 1.6.2, here if you go to transformations, there are several transformations such as group by key, reduce by key, aggregate by key. Okay, and we have to use one of these three. Let me give a brief difference. I will try to cover again little bit later. So group by key is the most generic and most sophisticated by key operation. So all the data within a key will be grouped, and you can do anything. You can either aggregate the data, you can sort the data, you can perform the ranking, you can do whatever you want. It's completely flexible, generic, and sophisticated. But the drawback is it does not use something called combiner. Okay, what is combiner? Again, we will see a little bit later. I will not get into too many details, but for now, just remember that group by key does not use combiner, and combiner is very important when you are doing aggregation, such as adding the stuff or computing the minimum or maximum, etc. In those scenarios, combiner is very important, and group by key does not use it. So they have so group by key is a generalized aggregation transformation. There are specific aggregation transformations which use combiner, which are only used for aggregation such as sum, min, max, etc. And those are reduced by key and aggregate by key. Okay, and reduced by key and aggregate by key have subtle difference. We will see that little bit later. But just now, for now, just remember that you have to use one of these three by key operations to perform the aggregation. Group by key is sorted out because it does not have combiner, and we can use either reduce by key or aggregate by key. For simpler stuff, we have to use reduce by key. For little bit complicated stuff, we have to use aggregate by key. We will see those differences little bit later, but for now, we will go ahead with reduce by key, because in this case we just need to add revenue or order item subtotal for each and every order to get order level revenue, and then it's a simple add logic, and reduce by key can be used for that purpose, and we will use reduce by key. Okay, so I'm going back to my material again. It is more appropriate to use group by key is more appropriate to use for complex group transformations such as sorting and ranking. Aggregate by key is used in the scenarios where we have different logic for combiner and reducer. Reduce by key is more appropriate function to aggregate the data for current scenario. Okay, and using new paired RDD of order items, we can compute total revenue for each order. So already you can preview the data of order items. Order items map. Okay, dot take off 100 dot for each println and hit enter. You can see for order ID 36 there are 3 records, and we need to add these things and get what is the order item order revenue for this order ID 36. That is the intended functionality, and for that we can use the reduce by key function like this, and here is the code snippet. Okay, I will explain it in detail in a moment. Let's copy and paste it over here. Okay, and you can see that order items map, which is nothing but the variable which is created by using the map function, which have the order ID and the subtotal. We are taking that, and then we are applying this reduce by key. Reduce by key takes a tuple as parameter, and we are trying to implement lambda or anonymous function in this case, and the parameter is of type tuple, and it has 2 variables in the tuple. So here we are defining the parameter type and also the names. So the parameter type is tuple because it's in circular braces, and it has two variables in the tuple. One is accumulator and one is value. So, and this is applied for each key. So for each key, what will happen is, okay, for each key what will happen is, let's take the example of 36. Okay, so in the beginning accumulator will be set to 0, and here we are applying reduce by key. So when the 36 comes, the accumulator will be 0. In the first iteration value will be 100. Okay, and what we are trying to do, for each iteration we are adding value to the accumulator. By saying accumulator plus value, we are adding value to the accumulator. Okay, and this accumulator will be now reset to 0 plus 100, which is 100. And in the second iteration, again this same function will be called, and accumulator is now 100 and the value is 299.98. So 200 we are trying to add 299.98, which will now be 399.98, and in the third iteration the 399.98 will be added to 399.98, and it will be approximately 798.96 or something. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, but yeah, 798 no, actually 799.96. Okay, so and then once all the iterations are done for that key, it will go to the next one and it will start doing the same thing. Accumulator will be set to 0 and value will be 59.99, and 0 plus 59.99 will be given to the accumulator, and in the second iteration that 59.99 will be added to the second value 99.96, and it goes on. So that's how it works. Okay, so we have created order items already. Now we can validate by running order items dot take of 100 dot for each println and hit enter. You can see that each of the order ID repeated only once, and now we got the revenue for each order. Okay, and we can do that for 36 also. So order items dot filter. Okay, and passing the record is of type tuple. To compare the elements in the tuple, we have to use rec dot underscore notation. We should not use subscript for tuples in Scala. We have to use underscore notation, and we are trying to compare the first element in the tuple equal to 36. Okay, and for each println, you can see now for 36 data and the order revenue is 79.96. Okay, again I am revisiting this one. We just applied the filter function to get the details about order ID 36. Here rec is of type tuple. Okay, these brackets are optional, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. Here we are not trying to create the tuple. We are only trying to compare using, and we have implemented that logic in these circular brackets. Tuple will come into picture only if you have multiple elements. Here it's just an expression. We are trying to compare whether first element in our tuple is 36 or not, and the elements in the tuples in Scala is represented using underscore notation. Underscore 1 will give the first element, underscore 2 will give the second element. In this case, we are trying to compare the first element with order ID 36, and we printed the results, and this is the result. And also you can actually do order items dot count, and you can see now we get only 57,431 records, whereas order items map dot count returns 172,000 records. So each order have 3 order items on average, and those are added into 57,431 or collapsed into 57,431. In this case, all the order IDs are unique. Okay, so now we have, let me paste the logic in the program also. Okay, now we have the logic until getting the revenue for each order. Again, this can be done either before join or the after join, but rest of the orders should be same. You have to filter the orders for completed orders, then apply transformation on the filtered data for orders, get the order items data, and now we have computed the total revenue for each order in order items, and later we will try to join these order items with these orders, and we will try to perform other operations before we come to the conclusion of the application, which is to compute average revenue on daily basis, which is our problem statement earlier. That being said, I hope you're enjoying the content. If you like this video, or if you want to provide the feedback, or if you have to give the rating, please do so, especially with respect to rating. Please give me the full rating unless you think otherwise. If you think otherwise, please raise the concern. I will try to either come up with the solution or the justification, and based on that you can give whatever rating you feel is good for me. It will help me improvising in my future content. That being said, thank you. Bye.